Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of We Are ACEDS, streaming live on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. My name is Mike Quartararo, and I am the president of ACEDS. For those who don't know, a little earlier this week, Reveal announced a merger with BrainSpace. Reveal, of course, is a cloud-based AI-powered discovery platform offering solutions spanning the e-discovery lifecycle. You could learn more about Reveal at revealdata.com. And so apropos to that, today, this afternoon, we are joined by CEO Wendell Jisa and George Socha, Senior Vice President of Brand Awareness at Reveal. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mike. This is Wendell. Thanks for having us. And by the way, the lead into this show, I wasn't sure if I should start dancing or not, but I haven't danced to my wedding, so it might have been problematic.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch those guys kind of awkwardly dancing, but it's kind of cool and it gets people's attention. Gentlemen, first of all, congratulations on the merger.
Thank you.
Second, thank you for making time. I hope you and yours are well in these odd times. I like to say that to everybody lately. I don't know why, because we're just living in weird times. But let's get started. Wendell, why don't you tell us first a little bit about Reveal for those who don't know?
Yeah, I mean, for those of you that don't know, we rolled out Reveal in late 2011. So we've been around, operationally for almost 9 years now. And, my background is I actually came from the LSP world. So prior to Reveal, prior to founding Reveal, I had founded a litigation support provider based out of Chicago. And Reveal is really what you said is we consider it the industry's only AI-powered e-discovery platform. Our primary focus is providing access to data in the cloud and also on-prem and really any deployment model someone may or may not want. It's something that's a passion of ours as an organization, to try and answer the questions of our customers and solve their problems in as flexible a way as possible.
That's awesome. And hey, Reveal, right? It's you reveal the data. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. That was not that expensive of a marketing budget. I'm pretty sure my wife thought of it, so it works out.
That's awesome. All right, so listen, let's dig in here. Tell us a little bit about why and how the BrainSpace deal came about. What were the parties thinking when these conversations began, and how does BrainSpace fit into the sort of forward-looking strategy at Reveal?
Yeah, so I guess George, I'll take that one. You can take the next one. I'm tremendously excited about this opportunity, not just for Reveal and for our existing customers, but for future customers as well. Like I said, my entire personal career has been in e-discovery, and so there's a passion in our culture across the entire organization to solve these problems. And where this came from, we had made the acquisition of NextLP last summer, and it was always sort of a dream to try and figure out a way, how could you take the two leading AI platforms in our industry to fuel the rest of the platform. And K1 Capital, who invested in the new organization, they reached out. It's funny, we were just on the welcome thing. I think they emailed me like 20 times until I finally responded. I actually went to their website and I noticed that they were an investor in Smarsh, and they were an investor in Onnit, and they were an investor in Latera, and formerly an investor in Zapproved. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Private equity firm that has a passion in business-to-business SaaS software companies, but also in legal technology specifically. So that resonated with me personally. And then our team as a group got on a call. We started talking. We were formally backed by Gallant Capital, so there was obviously some interaction there, and it was an interesting conversation flow. But what happened was, they used the word opportunistic when they brought up BrainSpace, and when they said that, my eyebrow raised. I was intrigued, and when they said BrainSpace, for me, it was like the crown jewel of where we wanted to go as an organization. We had worked with BrainSpace back in 2017 on an integration and rolled that out to our customers, and then moved along to NextLP. but bringing the two of them under one umbrella in one organization with the overall platform for us is incredibly powerful. What's the plans? The plans are pretty simple. We will continue to develop and innovate BrainSpace as a standalone application to be used with third-party software tools, some of our competition, but we will also invest and innovate in building out our dream of having a frictionless AI experience in the Reveal platform, hopefully making it somewhat illogical to use other platforms. But it's very important in our culture to provide our customers with the freedom of choice and the ability to work with the applications they see fit. We have NextLP, we have MindSight, we have Review, we have BrainSpace. There's other platforms in there that we've integrated over the years through acquisition and merger. And I think that's a really important message. This is about taking all of these features, combining them together to create and change the way that law is practiced. And what I mean by that personally is that trying to automate the legal industry the way other industries are already automated. And I think that for the first time in my 25-year career, this industry is ready now. I also think that the demographic of users is ready for a merger like this. And what I mean by that is that you have this next generation of attorneys who look at using technology and certainly augmented intelligence as a requirement to further their careers. And I've said this over and over and over, but I mean it, right? Like, this is an inflection point in our industry where the next generation of users looks at this type of technology and resource and says, this can make my career stronger, better. This could allow us to get through data faster. And to me, it's incredibly exciting to be a part of. I'm just a spoke in the wheel, but I'm getting all the credit for it. But really, it's people like George and the rest of the organization that are as important as myself personally.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that, and it does sound like an extremely powerful combination. And if I could just steal your word, inflection point doesn't even begin to describe how I've been feeling about this, because I really think that not only is it primed for it now, frankly, it's been primed for it for a while, but I think everything that's happened in the last 12 months or so has really caused people to think differently about where the process is going, the process of delivering legal services. And so I think the timing is just about right. You mentioned at NextLP and another AI-powered solution in our space. Some might remember at NextLP, the story engine, the sentiment analysis, that whole thing. And I'm starting to see a pattern here. Why so much emphasis on AI and machine learning oriented products as opposed to sort of more process-driven things like review and processing and like that?
George, do you want to take that, or do you want me to take that one?
I'll jump in on that. But if you take a look at how complex it's become to deal with the data we need to find, gather together, process, review, and analyze in many different ways and to produce to other people, there is an increasingly broad array of steps that need to be taken, done properly, and done over and over again. Using automation, using AI, rolling all that into one package where we can, but continuing to offer NextLP separately, BrainSpace separately, puts in our customers' hands the power to not have to think about which buttons they push, when and how, not to have to develop complex, convoluted, difficult to document and repeat workflows, but instead use the power that the technology can bring to bear, make use of the massive processing capabilities of cloud implementation, make use of the sophistication of capabilities such as sentiment analysis, make use of visual analytical AI-driven tools such as the BrainSpace cluster wheel, so that the end users of these tools, the lawyers, the allied professionals at law firms, at legal service providers in corporate and governmental legal departments, they can focus on getting done what they actually need to do with the data, building the stories they need, figuring out where problems are, instead of spending their time trying to figure out which routine do I use now, which button do I push now. So
Yeah.
it's really liberating the users, the customers, to be able to accomplish what they actually most need to and want to get done.
Yeah, and I've been saying it for years. Lawyers. My career obviously is in law firms most of my life, and I've always been telling lawyers, "Look, you worry about practicing law. I'll worry about the buttons that need to be pushed." So that absolutely resonates with me. All right, shifting gears a little bit. You mentioned this enormous cash infusion. $200 million is a lot of cups of coffee. I got to tell you. What's the plan there? What can the industry expect to see next from Reveal, given this infusion of cash? Is it going to marketing? Are you gearing up Salesforce, or is it just more acquisitions and growth?
Yeah, I got to tell you, a little bit of all the above.
Okay.
I mean, the strategy from our leadership perspective is let's make the best platform possible. Let's create this frictionless AI experience using all these great technologies, but also these great people. Invest heavily in product, heavily in training and certification. The sales and marketing, sure, those are very important, and we have some great salespeople. But I really think that this merger and these products together will sell themselves. And I think that where we are planning on investing and need to invest most right now is in propelling the product, right? Like innovation is critical, and identifying other acquisition targets is certainly something that we want to do, and we will do, right? But that the infusion of capital to help us grow has got to go into the product, combining these products, creating a frictionless AI experience. And I'm sorry to say it for you or I, but eliminating the need to push buttons, right? And just have the decisions made for us in the software. And just to touch on that, I like to give a little personal note into all strategies. And just for me, when I started out in this career, my dad gave me this rear view mirror on my second or third day at work. And he died a month later. But he told me when that happened, he said, never get comfortable in what you're doing and anything you're doing. At the time, I was a customer service rep at Icon delivering photocopies. So it wasn't that glamorous, right? Not that you want the job. But it always resonated with me. And I don't have that rear view mirror now. But I'll tell you what, the culture of Reveal itself is based around this mantra of, do your job. And, within the word your is the word our. And if we do our job as a group and we innovate and we bring better solutions to this market, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think that people like you, Mike, people like you, George, certainly people hopefully like myself and others that are out there, our customers and other influencers in the industry, have a chance to literally change the way that law is practiced and automate this. And if we take these opportunities and innovate and invest in innovation in this particular organization, I think this is a paradigm shift, and I think that paradigm shift is gonna benefit not just us in our careers, but those that follow us and then that haven't even begun their careers.
I could not agree with you more. All right, we're coming close to the end here. I want to talk a little bit. We're an educational association, so like our focus and what's interest to our members is always, how can I get more education? How can I get ahead? How can I improve my career prospects? So what is Reveal doing in the education space? How are you educating your users? I poked around on your website a little bit. I saw some training there. Can you unpack that a little bit for us?
Yeah, George, I'm going to take the first part, but then I'll give you the second part. Because I really want to applaud BrainSpace specifically on what they've done during COVID. Michael Griffin built out an absolutely fantastic certification program. He had almost 10,000 professionals around the world certified over the past 11 months now in BrainSpace. That was always an Achilles heel of Reveal. In addition to the 10,000 certifications, that was in 40 different countries.
Yeah.
So I think that us drafting off of that and expanding upon the educational and certification program that he's built out is going to be critical. and hopefully, we can partner with ACEDS in order to provide you with whatever you need from us to help your users and followers. George, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, a couple things. One, Michael is very busy right now expanding that certification program so that it will cover not just the brain space capabilities, but the full family of Reveal products and capabilities. So we've got him very, very busy on that. Second, if you want to join the queue to be one of the people getting either an existing or a future certification, join us next week, either at the EDRM Expo or at Legal Week, where we will be giving away quite a number of certifications, as well as special one-time only T-shirts. But certifications will be giveaways. You'll be able to essentially cash in that opportunity to get a free certification, either on an existing certification or one of the new ones we will be rolling out as the year goes on.
That sounds fantastic. All right, before we go, anything new and interesting coming up? George, I know you do our weekly segment with us. Who's coming up on Leaders Live this week?
It's going to be deja vu all over again, because this Friday, who will I be talking with but Wendell?
It's not that exciting, Mike. Well, I'll try and make it exciting.
Any big events at Legal Week? I know Legal Week is now like Legal Year or something, and that's fine.
So the first part of Legal Week is next week. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, we will be one of the sponsors for next week. And so we've got a variety of activities there. I don't have them on the top of my head. Can't tell you what they are right now, but we will be present there. I know we've got a facilitated discussion. I think we've got a meeting area of some sort as well. And then also we'll be at the EDRM Expo on the 1st and 2nd.
Awesome.
Yeah, one of the events, Mike, that I think is going to be pretty interesting at Legal Week, which I'm really flattered is I'll be doing a fireside chat about the business partnership between Epic with Roger Pilk, the president of Epic, and myself, talking about what we're doing together. And George, I believe you're going to be moderating that. So the three of us will get even better acquainted. It's a 30-minute segment, and I'm really excited to hear from Roger about what Epic's doing and what they've done. Because they're one of the world's largest LSPs, and they were already using both BrainSpace and NextLP before they brought Reveal into the fold. So I think it'll be an entertaining segment for all of us to be a part of.
Yeah, and for our listeners, just check out social media, check out the website. All this stuff, I'm sure, will be announced. This has been great, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Best of luck to you and good fortune to the entire team at Reveal. For our listeners, if you're interested in our short form video interviews like this, you can find We Are ACEDS live in your LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook feeds. But check us out on the ACEDS YouTube channel, where you can watch previous interviews and live streams. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Have a great day. Be kind to one another.